when we talk to a construction company, even any company in any trades, there needs to be an understanding of the books, right? Like how so often that we hear that companies go under or they're not doing well, or the number one area that they're struggling in is because they don't have a strong handle on their books. And that's such a broad term. It's annoying. But when it comes down to it, it's all about what you get paid and then what you charge people so you can get paid. And that's all about the rates. So what are the rates that contractor or anyone in the field really need to be paying attention to?
Bookkeeping can actually be pretty simple. Bookkeeping, you can enter the data, but what is harder is understanding the data you need to enter. To answer your question, what are the rates they should care about from a labor standpoint? They have to obviously know the pay rate. Pay rate is the base of everything. It's what you're going to pay the person. It's basically just that person's direct wage. And typically, when you're hiring someone, you know their pay rate because you have said to them, we're extending you an offer for $25 an hour. And they say, thank you, I accept. So that one is probably the most easily understood rate of all of these labor rates that we're talking about. The next rate will be cost rate. Like I said, you just extended an offer to the guy. Now then you need to know, what does that guy cost you because he walked through your door? And let me break that down just a little bit more. So he's definitely going to cost you something in taxes. You have to now begin to pay above that, let's say $25 an hour that you're paying him, federal, local, state, whatever. And then you also have to pay, typically you're under obligation to pay workers' compensation. So those two costs right off the bat, most people also are taking into account when they say to that person, I want to pay you $25 an hour. But now we've moved from pay rate, which is the $25 an hour, to a cost rate. We now have taxes and workers' comp. But really that cost rate, if you just stop at taxes and workers' comp, isn't complete. Because you also know that when that person walks through your door, let's say it is, so we're going to focus on the construction industry, right? So they're probably going to need personal protective equipment out on the project, and you are probably providing that. They may need a mobile device because maybe they're having people sign service tickets out in the field. You're going to provide that mobile device if you're requiring them to have that for signing service tickets, right? So whatever it is that you have to provide for them to be able to go out and get the work done, that is also a cost. And that cost now is associated with having hired that person.
Yeah. So if they've got a company vehicle, there's costs associated with owning that vehicle for that person. There's the vehicle insurance, there's the upkeep, there's the gas, like all that could be wrapped up in this particular person's cost rate, is what you're saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And I would say use a tool to kind of help you dial in what all of those costs are. We have a tool available we can link to. But for sure, know the tax and insurance rates, and then start taking account of what is it that you provide when people come in to work for you that you couldn't send them out onto the job site without. And then that's going to be what's added into your cost rate.